Hey everybody, welcome to another custom moves video here at the BitBlock for Super Smash Bros. On the Nintendo 3DS. Oh my goodness, would you look at this? It is Pac-Man himself. We're going to be checking out all the custom moves for Pac-Man. But as usual, we are going to, so there's all the first set. We're going to jump into the practice mode so we can check them out. And we're going to be starting off with the very basic moveset for his smash attacks. First up is his B attack, which you press and hold, and he will cycle through a bunch of classic Namco items and characters, and then whenever you're ready, you can let go of B, and press it again, and throw something. It's basically a way to throw projectiles. By the way, the most you can get is the key, which does a pretty good amount of damage. But it's fun because they all kind of animate differently, and of course you can only have one on the screen at once. See, that one bounces. I think that's a light, some sort of light. I don't know what that is. Anyways, moving on. Pac-Man's over B attack, or side B. I always call it over B, and you guys yell at me for that. But it is really cool. You send out a little Pac pellet, and he will follow it, and then chomp it down in a very retro fashion. So what's cool about this, though, is watch. You can kind of angle it. So maybe I'm behind my enemy, like I'm over here. You can turn back around and get him. So it's cool. I like that a lot. It's pretty neat. Feels good. You can do multiple hits with that as well. Next up is your down B attack, which is a cute little fire hydrant, and it will push your opponents away from you with little blasts of water. Doesn't really do damage, so it's maybe not the most effective move to check out, but I like it. It's cute. It's a fire hydrant, and by the way, your opponents can actually attack that and get rid of it. And then finally, I always get the sandbag stuck in a corner. How are we going to get this out? There we go. Finally, we're going to do... Well, let's just do it here. Here's his up B. We don't even need him for that. It's basically a recovery, and you can jump multiple times, and with each bounce, it will get higher. So it's pretty nice to have that as a recovery move. And look, I can even use it again. Whee! All right, so those are all the basic attacks for Pac-Man here. You know what? Let's start switching it up. Let's check out the second set of custom moves. So again, your B attack is very similar, but this time, as you can see there, all your projectiles will basically have different animations, and I've noticed a lot of them will bounce. Like that one bounced, but it went way up, and now it's bouncing all over the place. Who knows what's going on with that? So yeah, it's fun to mix up these basic B attacks, because the animations will be different. Let's see, what is the key for this one? That's very strange. It didn't go anywhere. All right, I guess you have to be right next to your opponent to do that. Maybe it does a lot of damage, I would assume. Next up is your side B, which again is that really cool little, move where you chase a Pac pellet. But this time it's faster and you can have more range with it. But it just does less damage. But I like it. And you can stop sooner than you would want. Like if you don't want to go all the way over here, you can do it as a shorter move as well. I like that one. Pretty good, just does less damage, which is a bit of a disappointment. Next up is the down B attack, which again is your fire hydrant, but it is literally a fire hydrant, as it will spit fire out the sides and actually on the top as well. It's not doing any damage to the sandbag, but it would do damage to your opponents. There you go, it can do damage to me. Getting my butt burned on my own fire hydrant. That's poetic justice. Next up is your up B, which again is basically your recovery move, but you only get one jump with it. So to be totally honest with you, I don't know why you would use this one, because you can't attack afterwards or anything. Maybe you get some higher distance with it, or maybe you just don't like your opponents being able to use your little trampoline line thingy. I don't know, but that's that. It is what it is. Let's go to the third and final set of custom moves for the Pac-Man. Wow, he just posed perfectly for that. So finally, your B attack with the Namco projectiles is, again, a bit different. It changes up the animations and stuff. Why can't I use this yet? Where is that? Oh, you know what? Actually, okay, so this one, they actually stay on stage longer, I believe, is essentially the gimmick behind these. Does that do a lot of damage? Oh yeah, it does do some decent damage. So, I mean, mixing up your B attack, for the most part, from what I've seen, changes up the animations. Yeah, these do tend to stay on the stage longer. That seems to be what's going on with these. Let's try another one. Let's do the key again. Oh, yeah. So, let me try that again to see how much damage we can do with the key with this move. It's nice. If you love Namco games and, like, all the arcade stuff, I think you'll like seeing all these moves in Pac-Man. Oh, look at that! All right. Next up is your side B, which is the Pac pellet. But this time, it will suck your foes towards you, and then you can use it. It's just slower, it does do more damage, but you really can't get all the movement. Like, if you want to go all over the place with this thing, kind of harder to do with the third variation of it. It is nice how it pulls your enemies towards you, though. It's kind of cool. Your down B is, again, a fire hydrant. This time, it explodes on impact, so it won't actually stay on the stage. So, yeah, I kind of like that one. That might be better if you're dealing with people who are destroying your fire hydrant a lot. You know what? Screw it. Just let it blow up on impact. And then finally, your up B is your recovery, and you get to jump on the trampoline 3 times, but the last time, it will actually send you downward, and it could bury you in the ground. So maybe I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to leave that there, and then somebody who I'm fighting against comes over to it, and they could get buried in the ground. Let's see. Bum. There you go. It's not really doing it in practice mode, but trust me, it happens. All right, so those are all the crazy custom moves for Pac-Man in Super Smash Bros. 3DS. I'm going to do a little match to show you guys what I like best. Pac-Man is scratching himself a lot. You might want to get that looked at. All right, so I went with the bouncy projectiles. I think they're kind of fun. That one, some of them are harder to hit. Like, you really have to learn these, I think. Oh, that was really quick. But I like it. I like the ones that tend to bounce a bit more. Pretty cool. And then next up, my up B. I like the one where I can do the trampoline several times. Let's see if Olimar will fall into this. Let's see if we can trick him. Jump, Olimar! Jump! Or no, that's Alf. Anyways, he's not falling for it. But I do like the trampoline that will send your opponents downward. Whoa. My over B is the one that gives me a lot of distance with the Pac Pellet. I think that's pretty cool. I like doing that where you kind of circle all over the place and feels pretty good. Feels pretty great. And then my down B is the exploding fire hydrant. I really don't like to have the fire hydrant on stage much because everybody that I've played with just destroys it pretty quickly. So you know what? Let's just explode on impact. I think that feels really good. All right, guys, that is a look at all the custom moves for Pac-Man in Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo 3DS. Keep it locked right here to the BitBlock for a lot more custom moves for characters in the game and tons of exclusive Nintendo content.